I know you say that whatever you feel the world is withholding from you, in my case, true love, you already have and you just need to let it out. So I know you say that whatever you feel the world is withholding from you, you already have. You already have it, and you just need to let it out. In this person's case, it's true love. Do you have any more practical tips for doing this? I wrote about that in the New Earth, because there are many people who go around life saying or thinking that life is depriving them of something. In some cases it may be, yes, as the questioner says, true love. We'll have to see what that means. Or recognition. People don't appreciate me. Or care. Nobody really cares about me. Or I'm deprived of, say, wealth. I'm lacking, the world is withholding from me abundance. These are all beliefs that seem to find confirmation in external reality, because the person who has these beliefs says, well, it is a fact that life is withholding abundance from me because I have very little. Or it's a fact that life is withholding love from me. I haven't found anybody. Nobody loves me. Or it's a fact that life is not giving me any appreciation. Nobody appreciates me, and so on. So many people feel then there's something that's being withheld. And I wrote that what you believe is being withheld, you are in reality, you are withholding it from the world. Because what you think the world should be giving you to make you happy, recognition, care, love, abundance, whatever it may be, is really something that is inseparable from the essence of who you are. It comes out of that. And so you have to discover that it's already inside you. What you think the world is not giving you, it is already in you, but you have to allow it to flow out into the world, and then that very quality comes back to you. Love can you love that which is the isness of life? Love is connected with to appreciate the being of any life form. Can you love on a daily basis? Do you love what is? Do you love, when you look at the sky, do you appreciate the beauty that you see in the sky? Do you appreciate the flower? Do you appreciate whatever it is that is around you, the fact that you're breathing? Do you appreciate a simple object that usually one takes for granted? Its silent presence. So are you giving out that appreciation of things, which is a form of love? And then you can notice there's an outflow of attention onto things. Rather than somebody says, I'm not getting it, you can sense energy moving out. Nobody cares about me, nobody calls me. Well, do you care about, or do you call them? Well, not because you call them because as a means to an end, no, because you're truly interested in them, you're truly wanting to know, you're giving them attention. How are you? Not as an empty question. Truly being able to listen to somebody, giving them attention, appreciation. Listen, which means an outflow of attention. So if you care for people around you or strangers, then you always get back what flows out. Life always reflects that back to you. Abundance, how do you get in touch with, and again I say, abundance is inseparable from your state of connectedness with being. That's where all abundance arises out of the unmanifested one life. That's where abundance arises, the fullness of life, Jesus calls it. So can you appreciate the fullness of life and the abundance of life at every moment before life gives you things that in conventional terms would be called abundance? Abundance comes when you see the abundance of nature. You walk past a flower shop and see the abundance of beauty and the flower, all these flowering plants. You see, you don't even need to have a plant or a flower, even to appreciate as what you see as the infinite abundance of life, or you see the vegetables and the fruit in a store, the abundance of that, the abundance of the sun pouring out its abundance of energy continuously upon the planet. Can you feel that on your skin, how the sun pours out its abundance for millions of years? No end to it. And it's given, the very warmth in your body is derived from sun energy, because you eat plants and it's the energy that the plants have accumulated from the sun. And so you appreciate the incredible abundance of the sun, the abundance of rain that comes down from the sky, of the abundance of water. No matter where you are, you will find some abundance in one form or another. And you don't need to own anything to appreciate abundance, but respond to it and recognize it, so your attention moves there. The abundance of life forms, when you look around the street where all the people and the cars going past, life is producing billions of different life forms everywhere, as humans, as animals. Go into a forest or anywhere in nature and see the incredible abundance there. But of course the essence of abundance is not multiplicity. When you see it in the outer world, abundance is many things, many beautiful things, all kinds of forms. But the essence of abundance isn't in the forms. The forms are a manifestation of abundance. But if you appreciate the manifestation of abundance outside of you, that puts you in touch with the source of abundance that is within you, as the fullness of life before life becomes a form of life. So by appreciating the manifestations of abundance around you, you get in touch with the feeling of abundance, which is the aliveness that is behind and within every life form. So the more you appreciate it, you can actually feel that. Go to a store where they sell fruit and vegetables and look at that for just a few seconds or half a minute and really see how alive everything is and how so many beautiful things there, the vegetables and the fruit. And you can do the same in a shopping mall with other things, but let's keep it simple. And feel that the aliveness that's there, amazing. And at that moment you feel it in yourself, because you can only feel the aliveness that you see in the manifested, you can only feel that through your own, which is basically residing in the unmanifested. And you begin to feel alive, you respond to the world's aliveness. And that's abundance beginning to rise, the feeling of abundance. So you acknowledge that abundance is already in your life. You don't need to own anything to feel that. It's all around you. And that initiates the process of outflow, of recognition of abundance, and then you'll see that life brings things to you that confirm your innermost feeling of abundance. And things tend to come to you. They like to be acknowledged, strange as it may sound. They seek you. And it's no longer that you then need the external abundance to feel abundant. You feel abundant first. External abundance follows. It's no longer primary. You just feel just as abundant as before. So for many years I lived below the poverty line in official terms. Or not in third world terms, but in Western official terms, below the poverty line. And yet, I didn't feel poor. I continued to feel the abundance of life. And I was surprised when I read in the paper a person who has that much less than this amount of money per year is below the poverty line. And I said, oh, I must be poor, that's strange. I knew there are many things I couldn't buy, but it didn't seem to matter. And I had this love, strange thing, let's talk about just this seemingly trivial thing, my means of transportation, and I still have that, a love for. It's almost as if it were alive. In my 20s, my means of transportation was a bicycle throughout my 20s. And so I felt some connection with that bicycle, and a strange habit which I still have, even now. Once I parked the bicycle somewhere, chained it to a railing or whatever, I would walk away and still occasionally stop for a moment and look back at it. Why? I felt a connectedness, and I loved just its presence. That's the bike. And then when I was 30, somebody gave me an old car, and I had that again, when I appreciate just its being there, and I felt a connected. It's even a form of love, one could say, perhaps, but feeling an appreciation for it. And it's, again, whenever I parked the car, I would just walk a few steps and look back at it for a few seconds. And I still do the same now that I have a much better car. I still do it. What I did once with my bicycle, it's a strange thing. It's an inner it's a sense, I have that with many things, that things are actually have some life, even so-called inanimate things. And so you feel there's a fullness to life, and that whether it's a car or a bicycle didn't really matter. And now this questioner talks about true love, so he or she feels, I believe, that what the world is withholding from him is true love, which I presume means another human being in their life. And again, do you love other humans in your daily life? Are you able to look upon them, not with what is conventionally called love? That would be a little silly. You can't go around say to everybody, I love you, I love you. We can try, but it's not advisable. Most humans would not be comfortable with that. And you don't even have to say in your mind, I love you, because you can't force yourself to love. It's not like that. But are you able to give them, to appreciate their being when you look at them? To give them space to be, for example. Judgment and love obviously can't go together. So if you compulsively go around judging other humans, there can be no love. To use a slightly different term, the Buddhists have a term that's translated as loving kindness, which is quite nice. It's an outflow of loving kindness. Metta, you have that loving kindness towards other humans, but that implies a spaciousness while you relate to them, perceive them, or interact with them. The loving kindness towards another human can only arise if there's some inner spaciousness in you, like here now. And from there you look upon that human with appreciation and loving kindness. And you can look through the ego in the other, because the moment you judge another, you get stuck in their ego and you strengthen your own ego. Looking through the ego or egoic behavior or whatever front the humans present to you, some role they play, and you immediately see that there's the role. You see it without naming it. You see the role and you don't react to it. You look through that in stillness. In stillness. You look through their roles, and there's something emerges that's underneath, that's more real. And sometimes the roles collapse or are relinquished temporarily by the other person, and there's a true interaction. But the important thing is, do you give out love as you move through life? And again, it's really all, when we talk about care, love, recognition, appreciation, abundance, but it all, when you go deep into those things which seem to be different things, when you name them, if you go deep to their source, you realize they're all really one. They're all manifestation of one underlying state, so to speak, and that is the unconditioned consciousness. They all arise out of that.